Good morning, fine folks, and welcome to Bogey Plays. This morning we are not playing, we are making a top 10. Our top 10 most anticipated games of 2024. It's going to be just two in this morning because we couldn't, our third guest could not do it. So it's just the two of us. So just the two of us. Hello, Radu.
Are we on? Are we live?
Yes, we are.
Everything's going right?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
How is you in this fine morning? This here is a muggy, foggy morning, Saturday morning. How is it in Barcelona? Or
Spoiler alert, sunny.
Sunny. I hate you. I hate my brother is working somewhere in France, in the south of France. So he has today went for a ride with the motorcycle.
Uh,
So yeah,
just to spite you.
yeah. Yes, and here is foggy and it's awful. Anyways, that's life. And this morning we are trying to do. We try. I try to make myself happy. So I'm doing a top 10. We talk about games that we anticipate we're going to enjoy this year. I have to tell you that after so many years of playing new games, sometimes I just want to play older games and revisit and refine and replay older games. But it's always nice also to play newer games. So, how do you find the balance?
Well, as probably people know me by now, this is nowhere near my point of view. I really don't enjoy Cult of the New. I don't play a lot of new games.
Oh, what do you
And
mean?
it's really hard for me to find something that I'm interested in without it being a classic or have become a classic. So
So,
usually I'm 10 years behind. So it was in a way easy to make this list. You'll see. It's filled with cheats and
yeah, it is.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yo, we're
And
gonna do the cheater, then the big C. Um,
so
for me, it was not that hard. I think this is a good year for heavy games. It looks like a good year for heavy games. So I
it's
had
Bogey's year then.
I had some. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it was easy, but I could have made. I think I could have made a top 20
Oh,
of the
you're
games that.
it. It would
Yeah.
have been a stretch.
Of games which I am happy to play, which will come out this year. Not I did not look. I did not look actively at games that come to Kickstarter this year. Comes a game that comes in through Kickstarter or normal retail in 2024 that you can play in 2024. That for
That's
me
kind
this
of
is the
hard to do, isn't it? Because everything's a Kickstarter nowadays.
not necessarily, but many of them yeah come through Kickstarter
Okay, my first cheat.
because yeah. So I will let's open the TVs with number 10
And
and
yeah, well, didn't you find it it's a bit early to do most anticipated, where no announcement or pretty. I feel like better games will be announced throughout
later this
2024, and now we're just piling up
no,
news about games.
I wouldn't say
But
so.
we'll see.
In the end, we could do at the end of the year what happened with our anticipated games of 2024. Because, for example, in 2023, I think in the end, two or three of those games really ended up in the games I have enjoyed playing.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. Let's go to number 10. You're going to be first, so please hit us with your number 10.
So you'll have the last word,
Of
as
course.
always.
Yes,
Right.
yes. I can't.
So let's
I can't.
kick.
I cannot have the certainty. I mean, yeah. I cannot take the chance you will put King of Tokyo Purple Edition on number one. So I have to and to go plus one.
Okay,
I'm just
just in
joking.
case, right?
Yeah, I'm joking.
Okay.
You have
So,
tell me.
my number 10 is probably one of the games that has least information about it. This is why it's so up the charts or up the
The
ladder.
last, okay, the list.
Um, it's this is called Cities. So
Cities. Okay, let's see
it's
what's.
a
Oh, see, it's a Devir title.
it's a
Don't tell me.
severe title. Obviously, a lot of ego has been put into this game because Barcelona is up at the top, the first city. They're the best, and the sun rises here in the best city in the world.
I
Uh,
see.
so yeah, I guess there's really no information to just spitball in here. What could you do? Feels like a city builder. You're building something, tiling. I don't really know. But there's a very bland description of what you do. You're
You-
building a neighborhood. Probably you're taking control of one of these cities and building for points. So, yeah.
this one,
Um,
this one piqued my interest. It didn't make my list because, well, I think it's a medium weight game at
you would
maximum.
expect it to be on my list, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
And because of Phil Walker Harding, yes,
Uh,
he has a pretty good track record. So
to
it will be a good game for sure.
because for me because it is Phil Walker Harding and Steve Finn. Steve Finn is the father of small games. I would say small fine games. I mean, think of Biblios, which is
Mm,
I would always play. It's a great game for more players. So and there are so many. Titanic, I think it's done by him. SOS Titanic, or it was just Titanic. The Burgle Bros was called.
yeah.
He has a lot of small, interesting games, and yeah, and Phil Walker Harding is I'm probably in my top 20 designers of all time. I do like his stuff, so I'm
Yeah.
curious to see if we're going to be able to play this one, even though it's not on my top 10. I will do it for you.
So you have two covers to get excited about.
Yeah, two covers,
Well,
right? Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
that's about it.
that's about it. Okay, my number 10 is a game that we have played on stream, and I know this year will come out. I know it will come out. We have played it. We've played the Kickstarter. We did
Yeah.
a Kickstarter preview for it. I know there were some changes uh, to it. Let's go here, and it is Unconscious Mind.
Yeah, you
Um,
okay.
and it is on my number 10. Probably it would have been higher, but I kind of know the game. I know there are changes. The game changed a bit. The phases are a bit changed. So I am quite curious I haven't played it at SN. I have seen it played with all the changes, and I've talked a bit with one of the designers. It looks good. It plays well as we have seen, as we have played it. Uh, I I I would want to see if they stream. I hope they did not streamline it too much because it had a lot of good stuff built in there, and I hope it's not that streamlined. But I hope we get a copy before to stream it and play it before it goes to backers.
Yeah.
Fine game, looks good, and it's a pretty well integrated theme. This is what I have enjoyed, and why I have enjoyed playing it, and why I want it to be hopefully to play it again for the stream and to stream it again. Is I do hope we get it before it goes to backer so we can do a live playthrough. That was my number 10. What is your number 9?
9. Yeah. I mean, this is related to its bigger brother and sits on my shelf of shame for years.
Huh. Its bigger brother.
It has a very yellow cover. Extremely yellow.
And what's the big brother? Tell me what's the big brother.
I'll give you up the title. So, Endeavor Deep Sea.
Oh.
So, when I first heard about this title, I sincerely thought it was an expansion for Endeavor, and boy, I was wrong. This is standalone and has elements just that it borrowed. But it's they're pretty apart. So I don't know why it tries to get the attention from the success they had with Endeavor Age of Sail. So
I love Age of Sail, but this one just did not spark my imagination.
Well, it's blue. You go with the submarine, you're trying to preserve marine life and all that, and they should have called it differently. I don't see the connection between the two, but yeah.
They try to mooch that.
Exactly, to piggyback off the success of its sibling. But, it has some interesting elements to it, and, would like to play this one.
Well, I'm going to try to get a copy then. I'll just write them.
Duly noted.
If it happens, it happens.
I think it was announced. Don't know if they had it for sale already in Essen, but it's been available for some time, and I don't know why it says 2024. So at least the year on BGG is correct for this list, but it's been out for some time now.
I see.
So.
I see.
Maybe I'll play this one and then play the other one, just so it wouldn't sit on the shelf of shame.
I really like. It's in my top 100 Endeavor with and there is. I mean, it also have that joke. It has that joke, having the U in the box. It's Endeavor missing a U, and the U is in the box. You didn't get it. You have the U. You have the U in the box, and I think it's funny. That's a funny thing. Now that's your number 9. My number 9 is that Stefan Feld is not my favorite designer. You know that.
Oh.
But
okay.
Apparently he is going to make a beast of a game.
Yeah.
Which is called,
I was for sure it would be on your list.
Which is called Civolution.
Yeah. This is definitely your cup of tea.
I hate point salads. I actively despise point salads. But I still want. I still it says 4.5. So okay, if it says
The
4.5,
heavier, the better. Bring it on.
you can't make a 4.5 just mechanically. I think it's kind of impossible. So I hope I have. I hope, I don't know. This one, the image reminds me of Castles of Burgundy First Edition. But there are some games that I like of his. I like Aquasphere a lot. I like Luna a lot. I do like some of his games. I like Bruges a lot.
Yeah.
And I haven't played Bonfire, which I've heard is pretty good. But I do want to try Civolution, and I do want to see if it's good, and I might like it. And I gotta get in touch with him, because I managed to get in touch with him at Essen in order to do that interview. That also. So it looks like a small little big beast.
Is that Kosti?
Where
Yeah, a few images back, yeah.
I don't know. Do you see him anywhere? We have to let me see. Yeah, it's him. Yeah. Oh no, it looks like him.
It really looks like him. Anyway, shout out to him and his show.
Yeah, Board Game Pixels. Yeah, unfortunately, fortunately, hopefully, I hope I'm going to get a copy of this one and be able to play it and stream it and show to the good people and talk about it. And
the big question, will it be out into 2024 or next year? Because it says work in progress. When that's on the box, it's usually going to be delays upon delivery delays. And
yeah, hopefully it will. Hopefully, I think it's a 2024 title though. So and Deep Print has good artwork. Usually, Deep Print games have good artwork. So this was my number 9. Let's go to your number 8.
Yeah. Another game that's supposedly, I don't know, I think it's because Kickstarter was last year a big success, I would call it. It's My Dudes on the Map title.
It's a reprint?
No.
It's a rehash? No.
Probably. I mean, all Dudes on the Map have the same thing. You just put the theme on top. So this is Brett Walda.
Oh.
I've talked about this extensively. I really enjoy the theme of this.
This is a Phalanx game. I have talked to them at Essen. I don't know. Maybe I can get a.
Ooh, that would. Well, this is not your type of game.
No.
It's pretty involved when it has basically why I'm in this game is the aesthetics.
Yeah, the aesthetics.
And another disclaimer: I usually judge the game by its cover, which is pretty vague. Right?
Let's not forget that.
It's not. Yeah. I don't really look too deep into them. Oh, it looks good.
Yeah.
And it will sit on my shelf. Anyway, so yeah, Dark Ages, all that goodness. It has the theme really jumps out at you. It has plastic minis and all that. So area control.
It's made by some Polish people, so they do area control pretty well. They do like doing these kinds of games, Phalanx. So they're pretty good at this. So I think it's going to be a good game.
I mean they ticked all the boxes, theme wise, production wise. Now game wise, I have no idea. I really want to dive deep into this one. I really like area control, and it's a mechanic that usually enjoy in every game I've played.
Okay, okay.
So,
We should try playing something which works over stream. A game like Cyclades, I think, would work. Um,
ooh, did you know there's
I know
a new edition?
that's why I say it's a rehash because Cyclades has the new edition.
Yeah.
Let's go to my number 8, which is Andromeda's Edge. This is a game by Luke Laurie. I have not,
This was on my anticipated list.
yeah, last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is it's a heavier beast, and I have seen a little bit about it. I don't know which. It has a deluxe edition. It has a normal edition. I I tend to like what Luke Laurie does. I hope I'm gonna be able to get him for an interview also. Um, this is it's an interesting action selection. You have actions on the board. You send workers or ships on the board, and then you do those actions. You won't start with all your ships. Or um, as I have not played Dwellings of Elder Vale, but I have seen a bit of this one, and it's spring my interest. It looks good, and yeah, it looks good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
a throwback to, I don't know if you have seen it. This is a throwback to to Flamecraft. Drakanaran Flame Keepers.
Hmm.
I think it's the same company, no? Cardboard Alchemy. Um, yeah, it's quite. Looks interesting. The board looks good. Player, a lot of things that I enjoy in a heavier game. Um, I would like to try it and play it and see how it is. Again, I think I haven't played the expansion. I've heard the expansion will be coming back through Kickstarter for how is it called? It's a Luke Laurie design with I forgot the other name, and I'm sorry for that. Manhattan Project Energy Empire. I really like that game. It's quite a fun one, and I know that the expansion will be coming out again. It had a problem because with Minion Games there was a whole problem with it because the owner passed away at some point, and because of that the Kickstarter was hard to fulfill because they had to go to change practically if the owner wasn't there, how you're going to do all the stuff without the owner being there. Passed away, so it had some problems. um, but as I've heard, I think Renegade will take on the base game and the expansion, and yeah. But that's a whole. I wanted to say that I like Luke Laurie. I like what it does, and I am quite interested. Cryo was an interesting title. But it came and went, but it piqued my interest at that point, and I tried to get a review copy at some point, but it was practically impossible. Um, yeah, so hopefully we're gonna enjoy this one. So let's go to
Space and sci-fi is keeps holding strong, and it's
yeah,
a year after year a big heavy
yeah.
uh you know
So what do you go for? What's your number 7?
it's this is yeah, well, I think this is more funny than anything else. I really like the wordplay on this one, and hope that it's a family friendly in title. It's another Devere release. that has little information on, and it's it's called Rock Hard.
Oh, this one, 1977. This is
Exactly.
a game made by a woman who is
Yeah.
a rock, who was, I think, a rock prodigy at some point. She was very young when she was playing in a band,
Yeah.
and probably she's the she, she has some insights of how to make a game about rock and roll, and who knows,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
some
Yeah. I know.
spices.
We'll see. I'm a pretty
There's
big
some
fan of
Devere
that
love
music of
here.
the era.
Sorry for that. I see some Devere love here.
Well, unintentional.
This one piqued my interest too. Okay.
Okay. So we'll see how well the theme works in mechanically because it's really music in a board game. It's a hit and miss. Usually but we'll see. I mean, I hope it has that tongue in cheek to it and it goes towards a fun experience rather than a heavy one. So I do expect a lot of Easter eggs and you
Yeah,
know a lot of
I see.
references from the
70s.
bands of that decade.
I am a big fan of the of Led Zepp and
Deep
Deep
Purple,
Purple. Yeah,
Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, it's a thing.
a rock of the 70s. So yeah, I I do. If you look here, here are tracks, but the tracks are knobs.
Yeah,
So we'll see. Maybe it's going to be a fun one. But
looks like a good one for streaming.
yeah, it might look for a good one for streaming. But let's see if Devere will budge. We have to do the Jerusalem one first, and then we'll see. I have to tell you, I have to give it to them. They try things. They try things, and this is one of the publishers that I have had my eyes on for the last 2 or 3 years at least. Uh,
They're really good at marketing themselves. They have all these sneak previews at Essen. They have this glass where you can actually have well, sneak peeks of what the next year's release will be, and to get excited or from the get-go, right? So,
yeah.
you know.
So let's hope our relationship with them gets better. So
Well, I practically live in their backyard, but we're no friends.
no friends, huh? You kind of do. My number 7 is a game, and that is our first overlap
Really? I
in
would
publisher.
expect. Oh, the
In
publisher.
publisher, and
That's not an overlap.
it's a big overlap because again I'm coming with some Devir love here,
Oh, really?
and the game is Daitoshi.
Oh,
Um,
okay. You went for the heavy one.
of
Okay.
course I went for the of course I went for the heavy one. This is a Danny Garcia title,
Oh,
which seems to be really heavy. I was not a fan of
Barcelona.
Barcelona. I was not a fan. I understood what what the game did. I understood. We did the whole review, but I was not a fan of that game. That doesn't mean that the game is bad. That doesn't mean that the game is not enjoyed by a lot of people. But it's
Yeah.
not. It was not a game for me. But this one,
Well, at least it didn't go under the radar. Everyone was talking
yeah,
about it at
yeah,
some
of
point,
course.
and good or
Uh,
bad, doesn't matter. At least it didn't sink, right?
no, and the fact is that yeah, in the end, that's another company that knows how to market themselves. That's Board and Dice. Um, the yeah, that game, well, it wasn't for me. I have not played Arborea, but I am quite interested in this one. This is a city builder, if I read correctly. If I, it's,
Another city builder
I think it's a
from the Veer as well.
city builder, or have I?
Cities.
Um,
Anyway.
it says, yeah, it says that new steam powered and develop faster than cities are growing, trade is flourishing, and we are developing our most ambitious machine ever, a giant contraption that will bring even more progress to the city. Oh no, we have to build something which will be, yeah. It's not a city builder. I understood it wrong.
Okay.
But there is a brief description, and it says something here. It says 120 minutes, ages 14 plus. So this looks like
If it's a 2 hour game, it's a 3 hour game.
Well, that might as well be, my friend. I like the cover. It looks steampunkish, quite funny. I'm not a huge fan of steampunk, but if it's done well, oh, yeah, I will.
Why
If the game
why
is done
is
well,
it so brown? I don't get it.
uh, who knows? Because it will probably be a very heavy game, and you need to be as when you have a heavy game, you need to be very focused in your graphics and artwork and so on, and you can't go with colors everywhere. So yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, this is my number 7. We don't know a lot about it, but well, let's see. Let's see.
Hopefully we'll talk about it when a copy will be arriving at your
We'll
doorstep.
see. We'll see.
Or a big boot.
Or a big boot again. Yeah. So that's my number 7. Let's go to your number 6.
Yeah, well, another excellent cover. Don't mind the game. I want the cover. I'll give you the game. Just give me the box. That's it. I was really, and I look at it and I just find myself sitting in front of it, trying to decipher why I like this one so much. And it's quite apparent why. This is another, and I think this year is Ian O'Toole year. I feel like it's everywhere on any,
I'm trying to.
on this game's, this year's releases.
What do you want?
So
Cascadero? What do you want?
this is Cascadero. Unfortunately, the cover does not spill inside the box. It feels really abstract. Hopefully, those wooden components will, liven the board a bit, because it looks, it has hexagons and tracks and discs. Your usual Euro,
Knizia
feel
stuff.
and style. So, yeah, the cover is excellent. Is what you would expect from
Ian O'Toole.
an illustrator or graphic designer of this caliber.
I'm looking at it, and I'm remembering Stevenson's Rocket. The board reminds me of Stevenson's Rocket, done the variant that Ian O'Toole did, and I'm quite curious to see.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a tile laying game. It reminds me. This reminds me of Castle Burgundy, actually, but you know.
The way these horses, these chevaliers, chevaliers are laid out. It reminds me a bit of Through the Desert.
Yeah, wouldn't be far from the truth of what was.
Well, we'll have to wait.
Man,
I don't know.
really want to see, and usually I tie the game heavily with the box, and it really, if it does not synchronize, it really. But
You like the
At
box
least I'll have a good box to
to
put
look
on
at.
my wall.
Ah,
And it's a Reiner Knizia game, if you didn't
yeah,
know.
I know it's a Reinhard Knizia
It's
game. Yeah,
he usually makes 200 games a year, so
yeah.
it's hard.
He must be bored, doesn't he? So he needs some nephews or something.
Yeah, excellent cover. It really feels like giving up the 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 mantle entirely and just why bother? You know?
Okay.
Anyway.
My number six is a game that it had its first buzz around 2022. It went into Kickstarter, I believe, in 2022.
You
Uh,
said you wouldn't put any Kickstarters on your list.
no,
You cheater.
I said games that came out of Kickstarter, comes out of Kickstarter this year, not
Ah, okay.
only through not necessarily through retail. So, but it comes out not a Kickstarter that goes live in 2024 and the game comes out in 2025.
Okay.
The game that I am talking about is called Pampero. Um,
You're a tool.
yep.
Told you.
And I wonder if there is some more tool here. It might be some more tool. But I have to say that although I think it works well here, his graphics and his and the artwork, because it is it's a game about wind and energy, and usually his artwork works well in these types of situations.
Yeah.
Uh, um,
Like a glove.
like a glove, exactly, where you need more graphic design than you need artwork. I do think this is. I've seen it. I have not played it. I've seen it at Essen. I tried to get a copy to do a playthrough, but it was not possible. So hopefully, after it comes out, we can get a copy and play it here, because I think this is a game which you will also enjoy. It is on the heavier side, but it makes sense out of what I saw, and I do think you will enjoy this one for a heavier
I,
game.
do you really think I will enjoy this type of game?
Yeah, I think you will.
Okay. You're
So
optimistic about.
it's a good looking game. It looks like a good game, and it was, I think, developed a bit with Vital, helped a bit to develop this game, and it looks like a Vital Lacerda game. It looks like a Eagle Griffin production, but it is a Ape Games production, and in a Eagle Griffin Games box.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But and I for one can't wait to try. Hopefully I'm gonna get hopefully maybe we get a review copy and play, review, stream it, all 9 yards. Um, this was Pampero.
Nice.
Uh,
Nice for you.
nice for you.
Um,
I think it's gonna be again interesting for you. Let's go to number five. What's your number five?
right. So again, excellent artwork. Why am I even in this business? I mean, really, just look past everything. It might not be that. Yeah. Let's see. Old King's Crown.
Old King. Oh,
Uh,
this is
it
a
look it looks and uh, uh, kind of generic in a way. But the artwork really stands out. It's really clean and colorful. Don't know if it's gonna be a Kickstarter or not, but it's basically a card game that you know, a battle with your opponents for supremacy in becoming the new leader. So, those whole tropes. But, you know, picked this out of the lineup because of the aesthetics. Don't know much about it.
It,
So
they
you
work
know,
they work hard on the aesthetics on this one. It does
yeah.
look it
And
does look apart,
it
yeah.
it's a good thing to shout out that the designer is the illustrator, which it's really a combination hard to find
Achieve,
the right balance.
yeah.
Usually artists are not that good at designing. But there are some really good exceptions out there. Like
There are very few
Menzel or Ryan
exceptions.
Lockett.
You can only think of one usually, which is Ryan Lockett. I don't think there is another
Yeah.
one successful.
So
Maybe one or two, who
hopefully
knows?
the whole package is a good one. Not sure we'll be seeing this on the channel because it's really not what we are showing, but it's worth a shout out. And
Yeah, it looks good. It's a 60 to 90 minutes, age 12 plus. I don't know. I don't know what it is. For me, I have no idea. It says it's a card game, fantasy medieval,
yeah,
betting and bluffing, card play, conflict resolution, hand management, variable player powers.
yeah, you would expect this to be at my list,
Yeah, I
to be
would. I
honest.
would.
So
Divide control of an ancient crumbling kingdom.
yeah,
Sounds interesting. Who knows? Maybe it's good.
yeah.
Um,
You bring a copy from SNN and surprise everyone.
yeah, uh,
We'll see.
we'll see. Who knows? Let's go to my number five. My number five is a game that I think it was on my anticipated list last year also. But last year we did not even have a cover. This year we know the game is going to come out. This is a Spielworks title. It's the only Spielworks title that it's on my list because I have no other knowledge of another Spielworks coming this year. The game is Raising Chicago. Again, Harald Lieschke that did a great cover. I don't know that much about the game. It's a city builder in a way, and it is about growing, making the city go, having more levels to the city, make it grow up, not down. So on the horizontal, not on the vertical. There is not a lot of otherwise in here artwork wise. It's just probably a few cards or something.
Does it have gangsters?
I don't know if it has gangsters. It looks like it has guns. It has some guns here. It might look like some guns. I don't know if those are guns. I haven't. There is not much. We don't know a lot about the title, but what I'm basing my suppositions is on Squaring Circleville, which we played on the channel, and
Yeah.
I really liked Squaring Circleville as a game. I think it's a fine game for 4 players. It's a very good game for 4 players, which which has fine interaction built into it. And unfortunately, it was a game that came and went. It did not have a lot of buzz, and part of it might be that it wasn't very. The cover I think was very beautiful, but the game itself was not. Did not draw the artwork on the board itself did not draw very much attention to it. But the game itself, I think it was pretty good. Pretty good game, and I have enjoyed playing it a lot. So this is the second one in the series, which I don't know which the third one is, but this is the second one, and I really want to play it and see how it is. I'm a big fan of Spielworks games, so Pilgrim.
Yeah, you look beyond the pretty.
I look deeper. Yeah, there must be someone who does that.
Yeah, this is why our lists are different.
So this was my number 5, which is Raising Chicago. Chicago.
Yeah.
First from American Children, if don't know the reference. Okay,
So,
what's your number 4?
the four is, I think, the first and only crossover we'll ever have on this list, and you should know which game this is. It is
Unconscious
my
Mind.
number one game. I've been excited for this one, and I still am after so much time that has passed, and we've talked about it, we've played it. It's absolutely a full package. I've never had this level of engagement and excitement, and I really want this game to be in my collection. So this is Unconscious Mind.
I I cannot agree with you more.
I mean, it it feels a heavier game that I would normally go for, but I want to like this game so much because it has two of my favorite board game illustrators ever. So, Andrew Bosley and Vincent Dutray. It's it has the box cover, and inside you find that art which
Yep,
synchronizes perfectly,
yep.
and you really want to immerse yourself in the theme, and the game helps you a lot with that. Um,
And you
I,
have played it
I
remote.
and I did. So, man, I want I want this game so much. So
Uh,
this is my number one on number four. It's confusing, but yeah, this I'm really excited about this game. Even though everybody knows about it, it's been out for some time,
it's not been
and
out.
it's not yeah, and it would not be a surprise, but anticipation to own
Rocks.
it, I guess.
Yeah. Let's go to um, my number 4, which
Where?
is a game by Garfield Games.
Oh, what's it? Inventors?
Well, you're close, but no cigar. It's called Ezra and Nehemiah.
Oh, yeah, well,
Close, but no cigar. Um, this is, I really like what they did with scholars. They have entered the heavier realm. They first did it with paladins with the expansion practically, but on the the heavy comes from the multitude of actions, and you have to chain it. Here, it's the it's from the depth of the decision. I have to play this card on this in scholars. I have to play this card on this space, which will give me what income will it give me? What dice do I need? Everything. It's far deeper than I find it deeper than Paladins, and I like it a lot. I like how they approached it to be able to, in the end, use translator to translate scrolls. And the theme comes out. It's okay. I mean, you won't feel exactly like a translator, but like someone who tries to find translators and put them to work to translate scrolls. And I really liked how they did that one. And I have seen a bit about this game. It has a bit of hand management, some things taken from Viscounts, not literally, but the way you place cards and on your player board. You have some tracks which you have to grow on. You have something on your player board, some tracks on your player board. You need to place, you need to build gates, you need to build more certain things. This is it's in a series. It's with, I think it started with Hadrian's Wall, I believe. I'm not absolutely certain, But it looks quite interesting to me, and with Scholars, because of Scholars, they really piqued my interest, and I am onto what they are really doing in this realm of heavier games.
For some reason, this reminds me, or gives me the impression that it's a biblical themed
It
game.
has in a way it's a biblical theme game. I can't tell you. It has this. You move around and it's a bit like Coloma. You place in Coloma you place tents. Here you place houses or something like that, or still
Yeah.
tents. Um, uh, there's a lot of things which hopefully I will enjoy while I play this one. I'll eagerly wait for a copy when it comes out.
Yeah.
And
Although
man,
the game looks bigger than the box. Somehow
yeah,
they went back to the West Kingdom trilogy, and I hope it fits. All the components fits well, and you don't have to do a puzzle to close the lid.
yeah, one
We'll
thing.
see.
And the second thing is, I do think that Sam Phillips' artwork is getting better and better.
Yeah, as a publishing company, they really try to have their own signature in terms of visuals. Yeah, they have two, like this one and the other one with the Metro. So they
Yes.
do, you really immediately know, oh, this is a graphic game.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep. So
stands out.
my number four was Ezra and Nehemiah. Let's go to top three, right?
Yeah.
The good ones.
Um,
This
I
is
don't know.
and this is the
According
the
to
worst
who?
one from the good ones.
To, yeah, well, in our humble opinions, right?
Yeah, of course. So tell us.
Uh, so another spin-off or part two.
I'm starting to think.
This is a legacy game that's
Oh,
on
you
my
lost
shelf
me
of
at
shame.
Legacy. Okay. It's Queen's Dilemma, right?
Queen's Dilemma. Again, I really want it's a game, because it's a legacy game. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm waiting for the right game group to play this. And because you can't really change, it's a linear based narrative that you just can't you de develop one
Family or what?
no, it's they have these letters that you open, right, and it reveals the story and the choices that you have to make during the game.
Let's see.
So this just comes and amplifies by adding another storyline. So but
Okay.
they're detached, right, but it feels like a part two. So
You're talking about the first one and the second one. They are
yes.
detached one from the other.
Yeah.
I haven't played King's Dilemma. I haven't usually.
It's not even on your radar.
Yeah, no, because I don't like legacy games. So yeah, it looks interesting somehow. It might be even good. I like the fact that I think it looks like it's made in a church, the photograph. Yeah, well,
I like
yeah,
the setting. I really hope the story is good and engaging, and the choices that you make are hard to take, right?
yeah, that's what you want.
But
If you pay a lot of money for a game, you would really want, for a legacy game, you'd really want it to be a story that you will remember.
yeah, you're
That's all you get out of usually out of a legacy game.
you're playing the book or the movie or
Exactly.
whatever. So
Yeah.
yes, looking forward to this one.
Yeah. I'm happy for
Told you.
you.
I told you.
I'm happy for you. My number three is again some Devir love here.
Wow.
It's called Sultan Sea.
I
Uh,
haven't even heard of this one.
it's a game by David Bernal. What did he do? I think he did also some other good something good. Tolos? No,
Another good something.
another good something. Yeah, I don't know where I have seen his name. No, it might be just he. Do you know that there is a Guadalajara in Spain? Apparently.
Probably.
So now let's go back to the game. It's called Sultan Sea. It's a game about um, it's industry manufacturing. It's a worker placement game, and you have to obtain, as it says here, the valuable lithium and sell it as part of a modern industry, far from fossil fuels, that will allow you to lead the energy transition towards a completely renewable future.
Yeah. And when
Uh,
that resource depletes, what? What are we gonna do then?
then we're gonna find something else, as humanity did for.
Hmm.
What piqued my interest? It says that in sessions lasting about 120 minutes. This is a heavy one. On
You
your
started from four and up,
Yeah,
120 minutes. Yeah,
yeah.
man.
This is what piques my interest, and this is what I usually enjoy playing.
Yeah.
It's on your turn, place one of your four engineers on one of the available spaces, take an action. There are three different groups of action: industrial actions, commercial actions, and one management action. So you have to place in different spaces in order to probably get resources, spend those resources in order to. I liked the. I don't know if it's final graphics, but it looks really clean. It looks yeah, and it might be that clean because it is such a heavy game. It looks like a game where you practically grow on tracks.
You
Um,
have a full screen?
yes, yes. So I cannot tell you more about it, but it really piqued my interest. It looks like you're having a market, probably a changing market. I am quite curious to see how this game will be. It has a simple, clean, very clean look, the way I see it, and it might be needed a look like this because of its weight.
Man, Eagle Griffin just changed the landscape.
They probably did, yeah. Um, so this looks like a game in there, like White Castle in a smaller box, but it looks like a lot of game in a small box.
Yeah,
I'm
apparently it's a good year for the beer with all these releases.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna try to get Benji on board, but
You've
not.
had to plan in advance a
Yeah,
year at least.
but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Um, quite quite an interesting title for me. It looks very interesting to me. It reminds me a bit of Arkwright. These like a spreadsheet in the center. But man, if it works and if it takes me into that world, I'm on it. My imagination will run away with it. So my
Hmm.
number three was Sultan Sea. What is your number two, my friend? Almost the good one.
Yeah, I think you will appreciate this one.
Oh no,
My number two is all about
a boot. You
making
sounded Canadian
building.
there. So,
Yeah, yeah, it just came out that way. It's all about building musical instruments.
oh,
It,
but it won't come
I
out
hope it
this year.
reminds me of Lacrimosa a bit, but that's about Mozart's life. This one is what he played on, right? So it's Luthier.
Yeah, I'm already there, my friend, but it won't come out this year. This is will probably hit Kickstarter
Really?
this year, but it won't come out this year.
I, I, let's see.
It says 2024, but it's a big fat lie.
Yeah. You really made me doubt myself, right? It says 2024, so I'm not in the wrong here. If it comes next year, well, another chance for me to talk about this game because it's really in in tune with the setting and the type of games that I usually enjoy. Um,
Did you like Lacrimosa? I don't remember.
yes,
You liked
yes, I
this,
really
right?
did.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
But they wouldn't budge for a copy to do the playthrough.
yeah.
Devir, we love you, and this is how you treat us.
I think it's obvious we're on the bandwagon. You
Yeah,
know,
we'll do Jerusalem though, because that one we have.
yeah. So though it won't be coming out this year, it's really strikes me like a good theme that you don't necessarily see very often in
Yeah.
board games. And it's all about classical music, opera, how to, manufacture these instruments. And as I saw it, makes sense in real life, and that can only mean a good thing, right? You're not doing things because the game tells you. It's intuitive in that sense, and you have these characters from history that helps give help to make the theme pop out. So I hope it will be as good as I think in my head. So
I have not. This comes out from Paverson Games. I have not played Distilled, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. Um,
I think it borrows
Probably it
something from that
will.
game.
Um, it looks interesting. I don't know what will or not be. Um,
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and
So
see. Lacrimosa was, if you ask me, was a good title. It was a pretty good game. I played it only once and I liked it a lot and I wanted to play it again. Um,
this one just fits right in with it alongside that one. So more classical themed games, please.
cool. Let's go to my number three. Two, sorry.
Two. You're going backwards.
And my number two is a game that you mentioned its name, but you were wrong.
What, another Garfield game? Oh
Another Garfield
no.
game. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
It's Inventors of the South Tigris. Um,
So this is a Devere and Garfield game year in our top tens at least.
well, that's why Radu is here, Stojanica, because he is closer to, let's say, gateway and medium weight gamers. So, yeah, he speaks to a lot of people more than I speak to. I speak more to the heavier gamers. And it would have been really boring for both of us to have the same lists. It would have been
Yeah.
completely boring to have the same
I'm
list.
not going for the heavier ones. It's a
So, my number two is a game that I've known for a while about. It's the last one in this series, in the South Tigris, and I do think that the South Tigris is the best series yet. I don't know how the Northwest East one will be. I do not know. I don't know how the Southeast one will be. I don't know how the Northwest one will be. But the South series, I think, is the best one yet. It uses dice a lot. It has Wayfarers, I do think it needs expansion content. Scholars, I don't really feel it needs expansion content. Scholars is one of their best base game, in my opinion, as Viscounts was at I really like Scholars. I think it might become my favorite out of them all. But this one piqued my interest even more. And Scholars make sense thematically. I wonder if this one will be as good as the other one was. I do like the they're trying to invent. Inventors is about inventing a thing, things, and I don't know what they're trying to invent here. They're trying to
Chicken.
a chicken. Yeah, they're inventing the chicken, and we will. Yeah, they. Oh, stop. Yeah, we have a chicken here, and it's I don't know, a chicken who lays eggs automatically. I don't know, but it's quite the cover is funny, I would say. Um,
Yeah.
and this dude here is funny. The one on, look at this one. Let me go. You can't see it fully. Now you can see him.
But yeah, that this feels like a heavier game than the cover implies.
Yeah, it is. This is, I think, is the heaviest one. Will probably be the heaviest one. And I have not played. I don't like TTS, so I have not played it. So I'll wait for it when it will come out. Hope probably next year around or this year before Christmas, something like that. It will go on Kickstarter in February, and it will come out at the end of the year, most likely. This is how they usually do it.
Yeah.
So
You can be sure this will be on your channel one
yeah, yeah,
at some point for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, it will be. I like I mostly have a good relationship with them, and I do like their games a lot, and I love playing them. Some of them, not all of them, and I like what they did with some of the older stuff. They made it more to my liking with some of the expansions. So and I like their track record. I don't think there is one I could say, well, you can throw that away. I had this I had, I mean, not throw that away, but I am not interested in playing the Shipwrights of the North something. But
Arkwright of the North.
yeah, I have no interest in playing some from the North trilogy, but I do think that Shipwrights Redux is more interesting. So yeah, we'll see. So my number 2 was Inventors of the South Tigris. What is your number 1, my friend? Let's go to the good ones now.
My number 1, as I mentioned, is Unconscious Mind. Okay. It's so good. It takes 2 spots. I just had to say it. No, my number 1 and has a big tie with its neighbor, let's say. I don't know if it's the same game, but on a different country. Another game that I haven't played, had it for ages. It just sits there. I look at it. Wow, I never played.
What game is
called Thief, England.
5. Okay. Yeah, this one. Yeah. You have France, right?
I have France, yes.
I have France also. But it's such a hard game to play.
It is, and it's you need time, a full table. Everyone needs to somehow know the games. It's quite a long teach, but I feel like now it completes the like a sequel, let's call it, to France. They have a big Kickstarter campaign. I don't know if it's done or not.
It's done, yeah, it's done.
Okay. Yeah, it probably would be released. It will get in their hands, in the people's hands this year, but
I don't
Depends on
know.
the delays.
I don't know
Oh, no.
what delays they had with even with France. I'm not certain of that. I have France, and that's why I'm really not. And I have not yet managed to play it really. So yeah, England was. I mean, come on! I don't want more of of the same. It looks like more of the same. It doesn't look really different, or that has something
Yeah,
changed.
but it's my number one,
Yeah, it's
right?
yours.
So this setting, the theme, I don't mind that it's the same game. This is the case where I would really like to have both
Yeah,
both
both games.
releases,
Yeah.
even though they're apparently similar. But it's almost like having two maps of, you play Railways of the World all the time,
Yeah.
and it's the same game on different maps,
Yeah.
but different
Yeah.
flavors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this kind of gives that. To me, it feels. I really like the setting, the medieval. I hope it has base in history, and I feel you have these characters that you can control, and you start low and become the Pope or something. It still has that, let's
Yeah, that backstabbing element.
builds, yeah, backstabbery. It builds up. You can marry each other and
Yeah.
then, try to assassinate
Assassinated.
to
Yeah.
get their land and all that. I feel that's kind of a game that I really would enjoy. So goes into the same territory as Brett Wilder a bit, but I really like this one. Uh, Hopefully, I'll get to play the France one in my lifetime, and let's see if I reach this
Uh,
England version.
this is
Um,
complex. Yeah, Stranger says that you're not a big heavy fans, but this one looks like a heavy game. This is heavy in rules, not necessarily in the way you play it. This is heavy in rules, not necessarily in the number. It's a
no,
war game. War.
it is, but I want the definitive medieval experience, and I feel this game gives you that. You have all the options that you would expect, right? So if you want to go back in time, you take control of one of these families, right? And you
Yeah, yeah,
try
yeah,
to do a good job, and you have your knights, your squires, your bishops, your territory.
yeah. You
You
build
build
churches.
buildings.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really theme, seeps. It just
Yeah, it's
gives
theme
everything.
heavy, and if it makes sense once you play it a few times and it starts to make this is, but you need the investment in a game like this because when it makes sense, everything will flow. It has a gazillion rules, Byzantine rules as we call it, but if you enjoy these types of games, I think there are probably very few games which can give you this type of experience. If I remember correctly, if you get killed, you have other member of the families. You don't get eliminated from the game, no?
I have no idea. I didn't play
No.
the game, but
Uh,
it would be harsh to be outside the game while everybody else keeps going.
yeah, but
Just
it
pack
has
your things
that.
and
It has.
watch
It has.
watch TV.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It has assassination. It has poisoning. It has through different ways.
Yes.
And as you say, you can. Right now, you're my friend. I get married with you, and then we get married, and then my next thing that would be on my mind is how can I kill you? And you don't
Yeah.
know it. You have some cards in your hand, and you don't know if those cards are good or not, and so on and so forth. I'm curious to see if this one has any changes, though. It looked like it did not have a lot of changes. FIFA France had a few changes, very few minor tweaks to the older game. Let's call it. This is a game that
Yeah.
came out
Well,
in 1980 something.
the France one had a lot of expansions, although small ones and big ones.
FIFA
But
France 1840. Let's see. Re-implements. Let's say five. but the first one, I think the first one came out in a long, long time in 1989.
So it's a classic,
It's far more than a classic.
as classic as it gets. But it
1981, I'm sorry. 1981 is the first implementation, and it looked horrible. It looked good for those years.
well,
Let's
you have to put it into context,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
You're
yeah,
looking
of course,
through
of course. No, no.
2024 lens. What do you expect?
But
You should be helpful. You had a box.
if you look at this channel, we also we deep into the history of things, because
Yes. So
we like history and we like
I-
knowing about it.
this is the type of heavy game I would,
Yeah.
without blinking, will try to get into because of the setting, and I really want to be teleported into a different time. Just
yeah.
that escape from present. I think this will give you that.
Let's go to my number one. Can you guess what my number one is?
Yeah. Is it inventions?
It is Inventions. You know me so well, my friend.
Of course.
Uh,
What's the dawn of an idea? I don't know, the creation of ideas?
Evolution of Ideas.
Evolution of ideas.
Oh boy, I can't wait to play this game. Oh boy,
So
oh
you
boy, oh
have
boy.
inventions from
Yeah,
Garfield
inventors.
and one from
and inventions.
Lacerda.
Yeah, yeah. It's all about inventions for me this year.
Man.
I do like the cover, which is cool. It looks quite good. This one is, as I say, artwork is a bit more septic, as it is with probably it needs it. This is a heavy one. I think this might be heavier than a Weather Machine and on Mars, but the theme speaks to me. I get it.
Yeah.
Create inventions, bring them. I have ideas. Based on those ideas, create inventions and take the civilization forward. The theme speaks to me. I really liked what. Well, he started doing it a bit since on Mars, and he did it in Weather Machine. Also here, ways to do actions from other actions. Importing a bit from what I call the Italian School of Design, who practically let's think a bit of I don't know, Marco Polo, where you can get contracts, and from those contracts you'll be able to do other actions, which allow you to do other actions that will manage to bring you that other contract that you wanted. So that depth of decision, which is for me is sweet and delicious, as I call it. Let's add to it. I can't really talk about artwork and anything else because I want to see it in with my own eyes, but yeah, add to it the fact that it's a Vital Lacerda game. And for me, every Vital Lacerda game is something to write home about. I might like it more or less, but there is not one game. Okay, I'm not really interested in playing, I don't know, the spin-off from Lisboa and from Mercado de Lisboa and that one from Kanban, which just take mechanisms from each game and make easier games for people to get into. In a way, get into his games which you'll probably enjoy more, Radu, which I think there are games made for you. But outside those, every game that Vital does is a big interest of mine. So I could not put Speakeasy on this list because Speakeasy is a game that will hit Kickstarter this year and will probably come out next year. But I'm quite eager and interested in that game too, because this is his next attempt to hit the Ameritrash market, let's call it, or to go to more Ameritrash games.
Yeah, it has a pretty strong fan base, so this you probably know if you like it or not. So anticipated is you really, if you like Lacerda's games, you're probably gonna like this one as well.
The idea for me with Vital's games is this: do I like it more than Kanban Lisboa and Uno
Oh
Mars?
yeah.
This is my. Can he make something that tops Kanban and Lisboa, which are both titles from, one is 2014 and the other one 2014, 2015, and the other one is 2017. I mean, and I do think those are excellent masterpieces of games and game design for heavy games. Let's not. These are, so you have a worker do the action, place a card, then do all the actions. Kanban might be the most streamlined out of them all, then Lisboa for heavy gamers and for heavy games, great masterpieces in my opinion of design. So yeah, my number one was Inventions, and this is where I want to see, because of the Team Weather Machine did not rise up there. I was not, it did not click with me. The theme here seems to click with me a lot. And the way you do the actions, the way you place the pillars in order to do the actions, and how you can chain those actions, it looked like a game that I might enjoy a lot, because it draws from another type of game which I enjoy. So this was my number one. No, he's not my friend. I hope he doesn't retire, and I'm quite interested to see what he comes out with. I understand why he some people might not like what he does, but for me, oh boy.
No,
I have
for
not.
me, usually what happens that I don't feel I'm prepared enough as a gamer to reach this level of processing. It
It
always
is,
feels
yeah.
like I am not smart enough to play this game, and
Nah,
that kind of
I
takes me
think
back a
no, I
bit.
don't think that is, but there are. Um, it is a level of processing that is not accessible to everyone, but there are games like you have played Gallerist. We played it on stream in Romanian. You have played Escape Plan, and with Escape Plan you could do it. I think that there is your limit, let's say, with a game like
Yeah.
Escape Plan, and I think you will enjoy Speakeasy. Speakeasy is a game about in the prohibition area, in the prohibition era, you are trying to do things. So I think that one is again, it might be a game, a Lacerda game, a Vital's game, which you can enjoy as
Yeah, probably gonna be on your list next year.
probably, hopefully. Yeah. So I've had fun. No, he's not too old. He's ripe for this, for the heavy gamers market. Stojanica. We the It has a strong fan base, and I do enjoy that, because he can try to make his games further with hopefully new ideas. And this is the same with Garfield games. This is the same with Splotter games. I haven't. I really want to hopefully be able to play Horseless Carriage and see how that game is. But yeah,
Well, in retrospect, like I feel nostalgic about one little thing.
what?
Is that uh, I feel the absence of Michael Menzel, the second year in a row,
I agree with
which
you.
I don't know what's going on, or the board game industry has shifted from classical themed or aesthetics that are not as appealing anymore. And I see a lot of O'Toole, Dutrade, and more in more flashy illustrators. So
Or
I kind of miss, or and I struggle to find titles that
that he has
are released
yeah.
in that in that classical style of doing things. So,
Um, I, I
well,
I have Terramara in front of me, and I really love that game.
yeah,
And artwork is part of the reason why I love that game. Um, and I think he probably went into, I don't know, designing a few more things. There are some of his games which came out as a designer and artist. Who
yeah,
knows? I'm trying to do that interview. I'm keeping in touch with him. He was busy, was not able to do it sooner. Hopefully, sooner we'll be able to talk to him, and I'll ask him this question. I'm I would like some of his drawings on a new heavier game, but yeah.
or another classical board game that I think the last one was Beer and Bread, and that was a little game, right? So.
I think wasn't it Robin Hood and his the last time I think his small card games for kids, Drachen, I don't know, something that came out of Germany, and
Yeah,
it's a small game.
yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we're gonna see him coming back. I do think the his artwork does not go out of style,
No.
so who knows. I want to thank you, sir, for doing this list today. These are our um, top 10. I mean, I have some honorable mentions. Like I've seen Men Nefer, a game that by P. Milan, and who did Sabika and Bitoku. I'm also Sankore was my number 11. There are a lot, so many games, so many good. It looks like a very good game for a very good year for heavier gamers. It looks like I don't know what happened this year, but for me it was not easy to make this list.
Hmm.
Not easy at all. I have many more titles which I would have wanted to include, but well, it is what it is. I gotta keep at 10.
No,
We'll
I
see.
really went with the well, my usual tastes and what I enjoy in games, aesthetic or otherwise. I mean, historically, but kind of would expect these games to be on our lists if
So we
you
had
know
we had only one overlap, which is
a
Unconscious Mind,
game
which we already played, and
we played and
it's on stream
we've
now.
known of about it for 3 years
Yeah,
now.
we've been expecting it for 3 years. Let's hope it's good, because otherwise.
No, it will be. I have no doubt in my mind that it will.
So, my friend, I'd say we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah,
And
another top 10 in the bag.
the next I will do a new top 10. We'll try to do more top 10s. The next one is going to be top 10 midweight games with a special guest, which I have already talked to, and he agreed to join us. A very fun designer, and a very cool guy, and hopefully you're gonna join us for that one and have some fun on that game.
We're on that cliffhanger, aren't we?
Yeah. So, sir, you want to say something in the end to the viewers?
Well, I hope you enjoyed our selection for to get excited about this year's offer.
Offer.
So uh, we'll see if they do come out this year. Most of them will. A few of them are already out. So hope you have a good game year and talk to you at Essen.
Yes.
That's a too early announcement to make, but I will try to make
You
it.
try to make it? Yeah, I'll most likely be there. So hopefully we can see it there. But until then, we have lots and lots of games to play. Um,
For sure.
so we need to get in good graces of the Veer. So we need to do that Jerusalem playthrough. So, but also others. Until then, I'll just say I want to thank everyone who came and watched live. I want to thank everyone who will come and watch after the fact. If you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe because it keeps keeps the internet alive and keeps us going. And what it says here: play a lot, play loads, as you Brits say. Have fun, and bye bye, fun folks, wherever in the world you are.